Picture this. Your pet has died, and I'm so sorry. You are heartbroken. You may still be crying, still looking for them, still expecting to hear their paws, their meow, their bark, and their little sounds in the house. And then suddenly, something makes you laugh. Maybe it's a television show. Maybe it is something a friend says. Maybe it's a memory of your pet doing something ridiculous, mischievous, or completely lovable. And for one moment, you laugh. Then almost immediately, another feeling comes in: guilt. You may think, how can I be laughing when they are gone? Does this mean I am moving on too quickly? Does this mean I am forgetting them? Does this mean I did not love them enough? Wow. Is this your experience? It can be so confusing. But I can help you sort this out. And if you are watching, you're in the right place. So hi there. Welcome to this channel, Pet Loss Support with Joanne. My name is Joanne Berg. I am a therapist and a certified grief educator. I am passionate about providing clarity and support for pet loss grief, or any grief for that matter. I have been there myself. So today, I want to talk about that first laugh after pet loss, because it can feel really confusing. It can feel disloyal. It can feel like your heart has betrayed your grief. I respect these feelings. Let me help you find space for both this humor and your grief. This is so hard, and we can be so hard on ourselves and second guess any emotion that we have. I can help you understand and feel some relief. So stay tuned, because today I'm going to talk about 1, why laughter may feel so wrong after loss. 2, a client experience. 3, what may help. Laughter and grief can exist together. 4, what may help. Why pet memories can bring both tears and laughter. 5, what may help when laughter brings guilt. 6, what may help when the first laugh surprises you. And 7, what may help. Counseling and grief education. So when we are grieving, especially after the death of a beloved pet, our whole inner world can feel changed. Your pet may have been part of your morning, your evening, your weekends, your quiet moments, your daily decisions, and your sense of home. So when they pass away, it may not feel like just one loss. It can feel like the loss of a companion, a routine, a comfort, and a part of your identity. If your grief feels deep, please hear this clearly. You are not overreacting. You are not being dramatic. You are grieving for a real relationship. And because that relationship was real, laughter can feel complicated. Some people feel that if they laugh, they are somehow stepping away from the pet they loved. Others worry that laughter means that they are, quotes, getting over it. Some may even feel that sadness is the only way to prove love. But grief, as we've known from my other video, does not work that way. Love is not measured by how long you can stay in pain. So I remember speaking with someone I will call Marcia. Marcia had lost her senior dog, Toby, after many years together. Toby had been with her through retirement, through the pandemic, through health scares, and through some very lonely evenings. She described the house as painfully quiet. For the first few weeks, she could barely get up and eat meals and even watch television as a distraction. She could not do that. She kept looking at the spot beside the couch where Toby used to sleep. She said, "I feel like I'm waiting for someone who isn't coming home." Then one evening, her daughter sent her an old video of Toby. In the video, Toby was trying to steal a sock from the laundry basket. He looked directly at the camera, sock in his mouth, as if he had absolutely nothing to hide. And Marcia laughed. Not a big laugh, just a small one, and then she cried. When she came to one of our sessions, she said, "I feel terrible. I laughed. I should have been sad." So we slowed it down together. What was the laugh really about? It was not about forgetting Toby. It was not about being finished with grief. It was not about loving him less. It was a memory of his personality, his mischief, his life, his little ways. The laugh was not a betrayal. It was a continuing bond. It was a moment where Toby's life was present, not only his death. And that can be a very important shift. So sometimes people think grief has to be one emotion at a time. So if I am sad, I must only be sad. If I laugh, I must not be grieving. If I have a good moment, I must be moving on. But grief is rarely that neat. It is so messy. You can miss your pet and smile at a memory. You can cry in the morning and laugh in the afternoon. You can feel devastated and still have a moment where something feels warm, funny, or human. Research on bereavement and humor supports this idea. So this does not mean laughter fixes grief. It does not mean people should be told to cheer up. It does not mean we should rush anyone out of their mourning. But it does suggest that moments of positive emotion can be part of coping. They may give your body a small pause from the intensity of grief. They may remind us that we are still alive even while we are mourning. They may help us remember the whole relationship, not only the ending. So pets are often unintentionally funny. They get into things, they have habits, they have opinions, they choose favorite spots, and that can be on your head while you're sleeping. They know exactly when food is being prepared. They can be stubborn, dramatic, goofy, dignified, demanding, tender, and completely themselves. After they die, remembering those little details can bring a complicated mixture of emotions. You may smile because the memory is sweet, then cry because they are not here, then feel guilty because you smiled, then miss them even more. Wow. That is not strange. It is the messiness of grief. That is grief moving through love. Many people find that the first laugh is not separate from grief. It is wrapped inside it. It may sound like, "I can't believe he used to do that. She was such a character. He always knew how to get his way. She made this house feel alive." These memories can hurt because they matter, but they can also bring comfort because they remind you that your pet's life was more than the final day, the trauma of the emergency or the goodbye. Your pet had a whole life with you, a personality, a rhythm, a story, and a place in your heart. If laughter brings guilt, you may try asking yourself gently, What am I afraid this laugh means? You could try this cognitive exercise of reframing. That is, this laugh does not mean I am done grieving. It means I remembered something beautiful, funny, and real. They are conflicting emotions, but it teaches you that they can exist together. You might even say, I am laughing because I love them. I am smiling because they had a personality. This memory is part of our bond. My grief can include tears as well as tenderness. This is where continuing bonds can be helpful. Continuing bonds means that love does not simply end when the physical relationship ends. Research describes continuing bonds as the way bereaved people keep an inner connection through memory, communication, even rituals, sensory reminders, and actions that evoke the relationship. For pet loss, this might include keeping a photo nearby, talking to your pet. Yes, talking to your pet. It does not mean you are losing it. It is a normal way of processing things. Saving their collar, telling stories about them, or laughing at something only they would have done. The bond changes. It does not disappear. So here are a few gentle ideas. Pause and notice the guilt without judging it. You might say, of course I feel guilty. I love them so much. This is new territory. Connect the laughter to love. Maybe another cognitive exercise. You can, instead of saying I should not be laughing, try saying that memory shows how much life we shared. Let mixed feelings happen. You may laugh and cry at the same time. Let it happen. That is not wrong. That is often what love looks like after loss. Write down that funny memory if you want to. Share the memory with someone safe. Not everyone understands pet loss, so choose carefully. A safe person will not say, "Good, you're better now." A safe person will understand that one laugh. And that does not mean that the grief is over. Sometimes people seek counseling after pet loss because their emotions feel confusing. They may wonder, am I grieving the right way? Why do I feel guilty about everything? Why do I feel numb one day and devastated the next? Why does everyone else think I should be okay? Counseling can offer a safe space to sort this out, not to rush your grief, not to tell you to move on, not to minimize the relationship, but to help you understand what is happening inside you. Sometimes even 1 or 2 sessions can help you feel less alone, less ashamed, and more grounded as you find your way through the loss. Because grief after pet loss can be isolating, especially when others do not recognize how deep the bond was. You deserve a place where your grief is taken seriously and witnessed without judgment. So in closing, there are 2 common expressions. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. In other words, laughter can just be laughter without deep meaning. And this is attributed often to Dr. Sigmund Freud, the forerunner of all psychiatry. And the other expression, laughter is the best medicine. It helps one physically and emotionally. Now, I just learned that it stems from the Bible, but more recently, I think we can relate to Dr. Patch Adams and Dr. Norman Cousins. So if you have laughed after your pet died, please be gentle with yourself. That laugh does not mean you have forgotten them. It does not mean you are finished grieving. It does not mean that you are cold-hearted. It may mean that for one small moment you remembered their life, not only their death. You remembered the funny look, the stubborn habit, the little routine, the sock they stole, the noise they made, the way they filled your home with their presence. And maybe that laugh was helping you to take a step back and breathe. If this has happened to you, you are not alone. And if you are struggling with guilt, grief, or confusing emotions after the death of your pet, I can help you sort this out. Humor is not something to be ashamed of. You do you. And let's talk and sort this out on your terms. I look forward to hearing your story and comments. For an appointment, you can reach me on my website, petlossandbereavement.com, and you just click on the first page, Contact Me. Or, more directly, I'm on my email, joannebergen1@gmail.com. Whatever is easiest for you. Take care and see you next time.